Johnny Depp is back in The Daydrinker next year, the comeback of the cinematic icon. Hollywood's thrive on the comebacks, and a few actors embody the roller coaster of the fame, controversy, and the reinvention as much as Johnny Depp. Once the darling of the indie films and a box office magnate with the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Depp's career faced the turbulence in the recent years due to the highly publicized legal battles and the personal struggles. Yet it is true to his resilient spirit, Depp has never disappeared from the creative scenes. Now the world awaits in much anticipated return in The Day Drinker, a gritty yet stylish film slated for the release next year. The project has already sparked heated discussions among the fans and the critics alike, as it promises to showcase Depp in a role reminiscent of his most acclaimed performances, raw, layered, and unforgettable. This article delves into the significance of the Depp's back comeback in The Day Drinker, what we know about the film, and why this return could mark a turning point not just for the actor but for the Hollywood's evolving relationship with the redemption, artistry, and the celebrity culture. A career of the constant reinvention, Johnny Depp's filmography reads like an eccentric roadmap of the Hollywood over the past 3 decades. From his early breakout in the Edward Scissorhands to his eccentric turn as a Captain Jack Sparrow, Depp built his reputation on the risk taking and the refusal to conform to the predictable leading man roles. Where others clung the formulas, Depp embraced the strange and the unconventional, be it the Ed Wood and the fear-loathing in the Las Vegas or Finding Neverland. His choices cemented him as an actor who valued the artistry over the safe box office returns. But this is very refusal to play it safe also left him vulnerable when the personal controversies overshadows his work. Studios grew cautious. Some projects were shelved, and the Depp, once among the Hollywood's highest-paid actors, found himself on the outside looking in. Now, with a day drinker, he has another chance to redefine his legacy. What we know about the Day Drinker? While the production has kept many details under the wraps, a few elements about the Day Drinker has served. The premise: Daydrinker reportedly revolves around the reclusive world weary and the writer who finds himself entangled in the whirlwind to the intrigue after the chance encounter in the European cafe, blending noir elements with the contemporary edge with the films explore the loneliness, addiction, and the search of meaning in the chaotic world. Depp's role, the significant and the central figure, a man who charmed the brokenness coexist. Early whispers from the production suggest that the role taps into the qualities that made the Depp a legend: eccentricity, vulnerability, and the charisma. Fans anticipate echoes of his performances in the Donnie Brasco and the Ninth Gate, but with the maturity of an actor who has lived through the trials both on and off screen. The filmmaking team, like the directing by the rising European auteur Day Drinker, it is reportedly a collaboration between the US and the European producers. The cross-culture partnership not is not only the broad lines and broadens the film's appeal, but also the situations and situates it outside the constraints of the Hollywood studio system. Something Depp himself has embraced in the recent years: tone and the styles. The insiders described the film as a neo noir with an art house heartbeat. Audiences can expect a stylish yet introspective narrative, the kind that lingers long after the credits roll. Why the Day Drinker matters for the Depp: a chance to reclaim the narrative. For years, Depp's public image was defined less by his artistry and more by the courtroom battles and the tabloid headlines. Day Drinker give him the opportunity to remind the world why he matters as an actor. by immersing himself in a character that feels the authentic and the layered depth once again. Let his craft do the talking. Returns to the indie roots. Before the mega franchises, Depp made his mark in the independent films that celebrated character-driven storytelling. Daydrinker feels like a return to that piece and to that space, intimate, that daring and the unafraid of the complexity. Fan owns who fell in the love with the Depp in the 90s. This return feels almost poetic. A test of the Hollywood's memory. Hollywood is the notorious for both its short memory and its long grudges. Will audience embrace depth with the open arms, or will skepticism linger? Daydrinker is more than a movie. It is a litmus test for the whether artistry or overshadowed scandal in the public consequences. The fan anticipation and the online buzz, the merry announcements of the Depp's involvement in the Day Drinker ignited the social media. Hashtags like Day Drinker Depp and Depp is back trended across the platforms, with the fans expressing their excitement to seeing their idol in a role that plays to his strength. For the forums have speculated about the film's plot twist, possibly the soundtrack choices, and even the wardrobe. Depp's fashion sense being an inseparable part of his identity. Many views this film as not just entertainment but as the statement of the resilience, a sign of that their beloved actor was withered storms and emerged with a story worthy telling. Depth beyond the screen. It's important to remember that the day drinker is not happening in the isolation. In the recent years, Depp has also turned his attention to the music, visual arts, and the personal reinvention. His tours with the Hollywood's vampires, his artwork exhibitions, and his public appearances at the film festivals all point towards an artistic unwilling to fade into the background. By balancing multiple forms of the expressions, Depp has demonstrated that his identity is larger than any one controversy. Day Drinker thus becomes a culmination of his journey, a cinematic statement to the match his artistic persistence. The broader implications for the Hollywood's Depp's return also raises the bigger questions about the Hollywood's culture. Redemption stories, like audiences, are often torn between the holding celebrities accountable and embracing their artistic contributions. Depp return may test how far audiences are willing to separate the art of the artist. Independent cinema's role, like Day Drinker, highlights how independent and the international cinemas can serve as the sanctuaries of the artist sidelined by the Hollywood's politics, changing the audience's power. The groundswell of the support from the Devs fans arguably influenced the producers willing to cast him again. The age of the social media audiences wild the under preceded power in the shaping careers. Looking ahead as an anticipation builds for the Day Drinker release, on the one thing in the certain, Johnny Depp's story is far from the over. Whether the film becomes a critical darling, cult favorite, or a mainstream hit, it will stand as the pivotal chapter in the narrative of one of the Hollywood's most fascinating figures. Depp has never been just an actor, he is a symbol of the risk taking, reinvention, and the resilience. With the Day Drinker, he has the chance not only to entertain but to remind the world for the transformative power of the cinema, the kind of power that can turn even the most bruised reputations into the enduring legacies. Concludedly, we can say that the Johnny Depp's return, the Day Drinker, is more than a casting the announcement. It's a cultural movement. It marks the coverage of the art and the redemption of the personal struggle and the creative triumph. As the release date draws closer, fans and the critics alike will watch closely, eager to see whether Depp can once again command on the screen with the same intensity that made him an icon. If the Day Drinker succeed, it would be just another film to the on the Johnny Depp's resume. It will be a testament to survival, reinvention, and the timeless allure of the storytelling. For the Johnny Depp, next year could be very well be the year of the rebirth and the day drinker spark that regenerates the flame. So guys, if you find this video as informative and interesting, then you have to like the video and also have to subscribe the channel. I wish you very best of luck and good luck.